Hey guys on YouTube, it's me, Awesome Fan here, and today I'm bringing you guys another survival guide video like I did for Otakon. And today's survival guide video is for MAGFest, which is coming up very shortly, in about 2 or 3 weeks. We're going to start off with the dates. So MAGFest is a convention that's taking place in the National Harbor Hotel, and it starts the 23rd of January to the 26th of January. So it's a 4-day convention. Unlike anime conventions, it normally is 4 days. Normally it is Thursday to Sunday, but this year it's actually Friday to Monday. I think they did that because I guess that's the only possibility they could actually get. So make sure you request off work and all that other stuff to work around your schedule for these 4 awesome days. Because trust me, guys, we have a lot to talk about today, especially specifically for newcomers who are coming this year because they're actually hitting their cap, which is about 18K, so guys, get on your tickets if you have not already. So MAGFest is a video game convention for the gamers and pretty much by the gamers. It's pretty much a big party. I want to say that right now. Pretty much everybody's celebrating all things games. Okay, obviously anime conventions have anime and primarily focused on the Japanese culture, which gaming is, but it also has a lot of Western culture as well, so it's a big celebration. But what I'm here to bring to you guys today is the things you can expect when coming to MAGFest. You know, why should I be interested in going to MAGFest versus going to other conventions around the area? But again, this is a survival guide, so I'm kind of going to break things down, but tell you guys a little bit about each of the things you can experience. Now, MAGFest is, since it's a video game thing, obviously you're going to experiencing most things at conventions that you normally experience, but all these are centered around games, or game-centric ones. So we're going to start off kind of in areas and break it down. So, we're going to start off with panels. Obviously, panels are keys to convention. If you've never gone to convention, guys, panels are these things where people go and sit down, people talk about pretty much anything they want as long as it's pertaining to gaming or anime, depending if you're at that type of convention. But specifically, MAGFest is gaming. I was trying to host one with Michael Jackson influence in video games. Unfortunately, mine didn't get picked, but maybe next year. But again, panels and such, they're really good tools of information if you have always wanted to ask questions about particular things or watch video game related OVAs and all that other stuff that they host there. Just a whole bunch of variety for people to go, and there's usually something for everyone. There's Q&As with different guests and stuff that they host panels to. So pretty much panels are just standard gather information and learn more about a specific topic at a convention in general, but specifically MAGFest is gaming. So number 2, what else you can experience at MAGFest is the gaming room. Now when you think of a convention, you think of gaming room. Obviously, you're going to be thinking of consoles and a few other games here and there, just the basic, specific like Call of Duty, Tekken, Marvel vs. Capcom, basic, not very expansive, except maybe the DDR cabinets and all that stuff. Let me tell you guys. If you guys go to anime conventions and just go for the game room, you will love MAGFest. Okay, let me tell you why. Not only in the game room are you getting the arcade cabinets, you're also getting all the consoles ever made, up to like the Pong consoles, Dreamcast, so on and so forth. You also get pinball machines, like Time Crisis, different light gun games. It's a whole bunch of stuff. And for all you rhythm nuts like myself, they have DDR, they have Pump It Up, they have Taiko Drum Master, they have a whole bunch of different type rhythm games. So you can definitely expect a whole bunch of stuff there when going to MAGFest when it comes to different gaming related things. So that's definitely a really positive. Number 2, another thing to expect when you go to MAGFest, like other conventions, there is a dealer's room. Now, a dealer's room, obviously, the dealer's room, there's really no self-explanatory, but for those who don't know, dealer's room is pretty much a bazaar where they sell games, DVD merchandise, and of course the dealer's room isn't subject just for gaming, but mostly it's centered around games. But there are also anime companies that will come sometimes from different tables, from different anime conventions that will bring their stuff here, and different registrations and so on and so forth. So dealer's room really doesn't need too much explanation, but for those who don't know, you can buy a lot of stuff and sell your stuff to people and maybe barter and see if you can get a nice deal. There you go. Pretty much for the dealer's room. Anyways, so those are pretty much the basic key things you need to know. Now, I cannot stress this enough, okay? And this is one thing I mentioned in my other video, because it's a convention, guys. Hygiene is a must. It is a 4-day convention. You guys need to at least bathe twice. Obviously, most people know about Confunk, but for those who don't know, Confunk is pretty much, it's a code name for people who don't bathe during the weekend, during the con. Yes, we all want to have fun, of course, but I think it's very important that we have some hygiene, that in sales we don't want to deal with your odor during the convention, really, specifically rhythm guys too. We all need to do it. I do it. So that's just kind of something I needed to touch upon earlier, but I didn't do that. Number two. Not number two. I'm miscounting so many numbers. So, another thing, because it's kind of all over the place, food, because we're on the topic. Make sure you guys eat. It is a 4-day convention, and there's restaurants around like Subway and stuff. I recommend Subway or bringing your own food, because there's lots of restaurants like the Japanese restaurants across the street. I definitely recommend that you guys bring your food and stuff, because MAGFest, I did have to mention the price. Now, the price of MAGFest is actually really, really cheap. So it's like $45 for the 4 days, which is great, like $10 a day. I really sincerely recommend that, you buy food and everything like that, because the convention isn't super duper expensive like other ones. So personally with me, I would bring food so that you aren't completely starving and you can have a good time and take your breaks and eat when you need to, so you can keep having fun. So food is self-explanatory. You guys really need to eat, though. We're not robots. So that hits those two core things. Cosplay, I wanted to mention that. Now, MAGFest isn't a big, for those who don't know, who go to anime conventions and are expecting, MAGFest, since it's not really geared for the cosplay community. Well, people do cosplay, you can do it. I do it, specifically recommended do video game cosplays. If you're doing someone from an anime, it's really not going to get a lot of pictures like you think it is. I really sincerely suggest that you wear something iconic, like I've done the Michael Jackson thing with my one friend every year. I'm the guy that does the Michael Jackson. But I'm probably going to be doing a secret cosplay for a classic Sony franchise, which I won't be telling you guys yet. Maybe it's an RPG, maybe it's a platformer, I don't know. Not going to say. But it's video game cosplays are definitely a plus, especially when going to a video game convention. Of course. No need to explain there. So yeah, cosplay isn't a huge thing. There isn't really any cosplay tournaments. There is, but not really. So cosplay at your own risk, I guess. You really, it's really primarily up to you, because not everybody is into cosplay as much as other places. But yeah, there's that for the cosplay. I did want to mention though, something really cool, I didn't mention it earlier, is that in the hallways, you'll notice that it's a little more lively than most anime conventions. Actually, let me tell you, it's a lot more lively. There are actually a lot of side DJs, people kind of bring their own music on the hallways. It's kind of like they want to party like everywhere. Like, it's that, like, party-centric. So, just letting you guys know in advance that in the hallways, if you notice people spinning their music on a computer or on or be like disc jockeys essentially, they will be remixing some awesome tunes to video game related music. I also recommend bringing your speakers for people to listen to awesome video game remixes you've downloaded online, if any. I just think that there's lots to fun to be had outside the halls as well, if you guys didn't know. Alright, so I pretty much covered a lot of the key things that you're going to experience during your survival travels to MAGFest, of course. I'm kind of just touching basic things here for people who've never gone to MAGFest, and it's kind of all over the place, but that's some stuff to consider. Now, I didn't mention Guest. Now, Guest will be at this convention specifically, which is really awesome. Unlike other anime conventions, unfortunately, everybody's super duper yes, they're important to the anime industry, but you'll occasionally at anime conventions will find really famous voice actors like Phil Lamar. Like, I met him one year, which is really awesome. I didn't expect them to get him, which is really cool. And he does a lot of awesome voices, and like J. Michael Tatum. And I actually met Troy Baker once. That was a really awesome treat for me. It's before he became really big with like The Last of Us as Joel. So, yes, Guest, most are video game centric, of course, and they actually bring Japanese composers. Like this year, the Japanese composer for Soul Calibur, or I think he's the sound tester, and the Japanese composer for Katamari Damacy is going to be here this year. So for any fans of those, bring your games, get them signed, but try to limit it to 2. I think they only signed 2 things. And 2 years ago, I actually met Yuzo Koshishiro, the composer of Streets of Rage, and I met Kino Yamashita, the composer for Mega Man X3 Ice Buffalo stage and the original Castlevania, which was sad because I didn't have a cartridge, but again, I didn't have the Castlevania cartridge, and the guy who did the R-Type music, which was kind of exciting. I actually forgot his name at the moment. But, yeah, so those are some of the things that are kind of important to know about the guests and stuff. Also, if you guys haven't gotten your tickets yet, I really sincerely recommend that you do so very soon, because I think they're going to be selling out very quickly. And always for MAGFest, I always pre-register very much, in advance, because MAGFest is getting bigger every year. So those are really the key things that you guys kind of need to know. I will have to stress this. This is another thing I need to stress. Don't come to MAGFest expecting it to be like an anime convention, because it's not. If you're not into heavy into gaming, like I am and a lot of other people are that come to MAGFest, you aren't going to enjoy it as much as you think you will, because MAGFest is a video game party, essentially. It's like everything that we love about video games celebrated in these 4 days, or any, like PAX, for example. If you aren't into gaming heavy, or have a big nostalgic background for a lot of older games like Atari and a lot of stuff like that, you really won't find as much to enjoy. I mean, if you're big into the RPG genre and a lot of like really awesome Square RPGs like Brave Fencer Musashi, Threads of Fate, Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy, especially Final Fantasy, in the realm of like Final Fantasy 1 through 9, you will enjoy this convention. RPGs galore, like music composed and everything like that. Really, this convention is geared towards gamers, and I mean that in the biggest way. If you are like anime fans and you only kind of like video games, I personally wouldn't recommend MAGFest to you. Now, you can go, because luckily they sell day passes on like some conventions, but again, I stress this enough that it's not technically made for you. If you like a little more variety with your cosplays and everything like that, you won't expect to find it here. You'll probably get one more. You'll be more excited during Katsucon, which is coming up a month later, which is not really a month later, more like in 50 days. But still, I personally would do that wouldn't come if you aren't super game centric. But again, to each his own. If you decide to come, great. You'll have a good time. Overall, what I'm trying to say. This is Awesome Fan, and I hope you guys take care. I hope my video was somewhat informative. And I did want to mention something. I probably won't be going to Otakon this year. Now, I may or may not. It just depends on what's going on with work at the time, school, if I can even afford it. Because Otakon last year, I got lucky because I only had to worry about my room, not the ticket, even though I probably could have gotten the ticket. But again, it is what it is. I got lucky to work for Otakon. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys take care and have a good night.